In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at some kind of higher end leave-in conditioners and then some more budget friendly, more affordable, high street, or you might call it drugstore leave-in conditioners. So if that's something that interests you, keep watching. Welcome back to Selfcare Karen. It is lovely to have you here. Selfcare Karen is all about empowering busy women with their self-care. I've got hundreds of beauty product videos literally here on YouTube. I sell products and services that are related to self-care, so to even further empower you with your self-care. If you want to know more about what I do off YouTube, then take a look at the video description. You'll find details there also about my mailing list. If you join my mailing list, which is free to join, you get access to 3 downloads for free, and also you get access to exclusive discounts. I don't bombard you with emails, I promise you. I just send 2 emails a month, and I have different themes all centered around self-care and you being more empowered with your self-care. Okay, so in today's video, which is not sponsored, I am going to be talking about a bunch of high-end leave-in conditioners that I've tried and a bunch of more affordable high street drugstore type leave-in conditioners that I've tried, and sort of trying to work out, is it worth spending more to get, you know, the results that you're looking for with a leave-in conditioner. It is not, this video, as I said, is not sponsored. However, I am an Amazon associate, which means that I may earn from qualifying purchases where I've got an affiliate link. So where this product, any product that I'm talking about today, any of the products that I'm talking about today, if they're available on Amazon, you'll see a link in the video description with an asterisk. That means it's an affiliate link. And if you decide to purchase after going to that link, then I might earn a small commission. And I use that money to continue to be able to provide content here for you on YouTube. Okay, so leave-in conditioners are actually fairly new in my routine, but I tell you, there's no going back now. It's like a cornerstone of how I look after my hair. I wash my hair every other day. Sometimes, I mean, I'm always using a shampoo when I'm washing it. Sometimes I am also using a conditioner when I'm washing it, but sometimes I don't put a conditioner on and I just put in a leave-in conditioner. It kind of varies depending on what products I'm using, how I'm feeling, how strapped for time I am, but I am always using now a leave-in conditioner. And the reason for that is because I've learned through people like the Blowout Professor, Abby Young, and my own experience that when your hair is wet, it is extremely fragile, and you need to make sure that you're looking after it the best that you can. And one of the ways to do that is to apply a leave-in conditioner even before you comb or brush your hair. So that's what I do. It gives slippage. It makes it a lot easier for you to style your hair, but also just to get that brush or comb through. So being really gentle with your hair when it's wet is really, really important. The reason why I wash my hair every other day is because I do have oily roots, but I've got over-processed ends because I dye my hair really often as well. You probably can see that I probably need to touch up my roots. That time is coming again. It comes around really, really fast. So my ends are over-processed, but I do have oily hair, and today's day 2 hair, and I just applied one of the leave-in conditioners that I'm going to be talking to you about. This is the L'Oreal Elvive Glycolic Gloss, and it's their leave-in serum. I did actually do a deep dive video on this range. Really, really like this range. This is great for, and this is when I tend to use it now, for that day 2 hair, because I don't normally want to put too much product on my day 2 hair because it is already feeling quite oily, but sometimes I need something just to manage the ends and make sure that it looks glossy and sleek and all of that, all the stuff that I want basically. So that's what I use today. So this is kind of in the affordable category of the 2 categories that I'm going to be looking at. When I first started using a leave-in conditioner, I actually followed the recommendation of the Blowout Professor, who at that time, he's now got his own line, but at that time recommended the Pureology Color Fanatic. 21 essential benefits. And this since has featured quite heavily in my channel because it is really, really great. This is a spray that you apply to damp hair before, as I said, before you comb or brush it. Some of these products, the majority are for wet hair. In fact, all of them I think are for to apply on wet hair. Some of them you can apply on dry hair too. I think actually this one says that you can. No, it doesn't say that you can, but I've seen someone apply it on dry hair. Maybe it's possible. I don't tend to use it. So this was the first one, and this is one of the most expensive ones that I have in kind of my stash, if you like, of the products that I'm working through. And this is a go-to. I know that this is not going to fail me. However, because I was so pleased with the results of this, that's why I've got this situation where I've got loads more leave-in conditioners currently on the go. And I've had more which I've either used up or passed on to friends. But these are the ones that I've got right now. So the Pureology, if you want to invest, this lasts for ages. I've had this for well over a year. I have also been using other products, and I use it very sparingly as well, only 3 or 4 sprays. But if you want a fail safe, yes, a bit higher end, then I would definitely recommend this. Equally, the Redken one, which is they're from the same mother company, L'Oreal, and they're very similar. Actually, I'm realizing now though that there's slight difference in size. So whilst the price might compare or not, because prices vary, do note that the sizing is different. This is very full compared to this one. I like both of them. I'm not a fan of the smell of either of them. I think if I had to choose, it'd probably be this one. Maybe because I'm a bit nostalgic because it's the first one that I tried. I've got 2 other high-end products that I have, or higher-end products. Obviously, you can go even further high-end. I don't have those, like the Oribes, the Ways, what else? There's so many really, really high-end hair care now. But, these work fine. I don't know that it's absolutely necessary to spend even more money. And actually, when I get onto the affordable category or the high street category, you'll see that actually you probably don't even need to spend as much money as these ones are. The other 2 I've got are from Aveda. I bought the cherry almond one because it was recommended to me. This is the leave-in conditioner. I absolutely love the scent of this one. It smells of, well, it's cherry almond. It smells of cherries and almonds. I would prefer it if it was less cherry, more almond, but this smells really lovely. Unfortunately, the results are not as good as I was expecting. It leaves a bit too much residue. I would really be interested if they made this a spray so it was more lightweight and you could more evenly apply this, because what happens is you put this on your hands and then you put it through. It's not as easy as a spray would be, but love the smell. And then the other one from Aveda is the Nutri Plenish one. This is their leave-in conditioner. I've been using this quite a lot recently. This is quite lightweight. I appreciate that. And it really does give the slippage that you need when you're brushing through or combing through your hair when it's wet. And it provides the condition. So I do like the 2 Aveda ones, but really it would be the Pureology. The Pureology would be my favourite here from the high-end ones. If we turn now to the high street or the drugstore or the more affordable, I don't want to say budget, because budget, I mean, I say that a lot actually, but budget, everyone's got different budgets, so it doesn't really, and affordable equally is subjective. But basically we're talking about leave-in conditioners that cost anywhere from like £3, £4, £5, maybe £7. That's kind of like the price point. Whereas the Pureology and the Redkens and the Avedas, they're more like 15, 20, 25, that kind of price point. Okay, so quite a few here. I tried this one, Aussie SOS. I thought, wow, 100 hours of hydration, amazing. This is their super serum all-in-one leave-in treatment, and I did a short. It performed really well. So this perhaps is a very popular brand, but me no likey this, okay? It actually just makes you feel like you've wet your hair, especially if you're using it on dry hair, which is this one you can do, and doesn't really seem to do the hydration thing. So, and it doesn't really give that much slippage when you're applying it to wet hair. So this is not a favorite for me. However, the rest that I have to talk to you about, I really, really like. I think the closest one that I've tried to the Pureology is this John Frieda Frizz Miraculous Recovery Daily Miracle Leave-In Conditioner. Could you have a longer name? I don't know. Is that possible? This is fantastic. This is very, very similar to the Pureology. Obviously, the smell is different, slightly different consistency, but it's really easy to apply. And this really does give condition and slippage and brings down the frizz on my hair, which I really, really appreciate. So I really like this one. And then the rest that I have got are creams or serums. Massive favorite of the Tresemme Lamella Shine. I don't know, I had this in my stash. This is the leave-in cream serum. I had this in my stash for such a long time, and I was delaying using it, I think because I was thinking of doing like a video of the range, which I eventually did. But then I thought one day, what are you waiting for? I tried it and I was like blown away. I love this one so much because not only does it give the slippage, all of that stuff, but if I apply it to my wet hair, it leaves a little curl. I have got a slightly wavy hair if it's styled in a certain way. And this, without, you know, doing any faffing around with any curling tongs or anything like that, which I never do. I mean, I very, very rarely heat style my hair. This just, if I leave it to air dry, I get little ringlets, and I just love this. And this was so inexpensive. I think I got it for like £3, £3 or £4. There was an offer on. Really good value. And then the other two, I've spoken to you already about the L'Oreal Elvive Glycolic Gloss Serum, which I really like, although it has got glitter in it. I don't know if you can see that. I don't notice when I mean, I've applied it to my hair. I don't notice that my hair is glittery. Maybe in a different colour hair it would. This just kind of helps me pull it all together. And it's got 14% of their glycolic acid gloss complex. Yeah, so I really like this. And as I said, I really do like the rest of the range as well. The other two, one is an Elvive, which is their Dream Lengths No Haircut Leave-In Cream, and the Pantene Go Longer. These are another leave-in cream. So these are kind of thicker consistency. Blooming hell, these are going to last for ages because there is so much quantity. This was as cheap as chips. This was so inexpensive. I got such a deal on the range that I bought of Pantene, and I have done a deep dive into this range, which is a protein strengthener. This one is keratin and castor oil. Those are so protein, keratin and castor oil. So these are of thicker consistency. You have to be very careful that you're not applying too much. This one I have used on dry hair, but I have to use it very sparingly, otherwise it just gives too much. But both of them, I mean, they're a good investment because they're going to last for ages, and I'll probably pay them forward because I'll get bored and I'll want to try something else, and there's not enough room in my bathroom for everything, right? But both of them are good in different ways. I don't notice that this kind of completely eradicates split ends, which is what it's supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be saving the last 3 inches of your hair. I still think like you need to get regular trims on the hair, but it certainly adds the slippage and the conditioning that I'm looking for in a leave-in conditioner. And with this Pantene, although it's protein, and sometimes I find protein to be drying like over time, like I did a recent video of mane and tail, and I used something from their protein rich range or something like that, and I'll link that video here. I just didn't really get on with that, but this is really different to that, and yeah, and I really like this, and as I said, it's really affordable. So there you have it. I've tried loads of stuff. I'd love to hear what your go-to is for leave-in conditioner, or even if you haven't got that step, or you have, or what you think about this. But as I said, I think having the step of putting in a leave-in conditioner after I wash my hair, as it's just like I cannot miss that step anymore. The times that I do, I really regret not putting in the leave-in conditioner. My hair just does not look the same. It doesn't look as pulled together. It gets really frizzy. It's more likely to break, you know, all of those not so good things. So yeah, I'd love to hear if you've got a similar experience or a different one. Please just place a comment below. I do actually read all the comments, and I generally reply. I'm not so keen on replying to the spammy messages that I get offering to revitalize and drive traffic to my channel and all of that stuff. So it kind of depends on the message, but more often than not I will reply. I'll definitely read it though. Thank you so much for watching. It was lovely having you here. Remember, you are in perfect time. See you soon.